Seems to be holding up well. At least I'm not wet yet.
Hello, my name is Paul. I have the Golden Blaze videos on YouTube, and I want to talk about another piece of my favorite gear. It's my Lightheart Gear tent, and I've already got a review video on that. You want to check that out at the end. Today I want to show you some tips on how to set it up, and this would apply to a lot of ultralight tents. Here's the actual tent made by Lightheart Gear here in Western North Carolina. Weighs less than 2.5 pounds. A lot of the weight savings comes from using your trekking poles instead of regular tent poles. Some other parts of the tent include a bridge pole. This connects the trekking poles inside your tent, and you'll see how that goes here in just a second. There's an option awning pole. That's one nice feature about the Lightheart Gear tent. You can lift up the front rain flap and it gives you a nice view. This weighs like 1 ounce. It's optional. I'm going to show you how that is installed, and then the only other part is some tent stakes, and that's it. So let's see how it goes. The Lightheart gears are not freestanding tents, so wherever you pick your tent spot, you better make sure it's flat, remove all the debris, and then I highly recommend putting down a ground cloth like this piece of tie-var, which will protect the bottom of your tent. After you got your tent laid out, the first thing you're going to do is stake it down. And so like any tent, you want to make sure the corners are good and tight, and put your stakes in at 45 degrees so they can't pull out accidentally. There are 2 strings at each corner, and the stake has to go through both. I like using the hook type because it feels more secure. Stake all 4 corners, pulling the tent bottom tight. Now the tent is staked out, you're ready to put in the trekking poles. You'll do this from inside the tent. If it was raining, this would help keep you dry and the inside of your tent dry. The trekking poles are set at 130 centimeters. You put them inside the tent, grab the bridge pole that I showed you earlier, and then you'll stick the trekking poles in both ends of the bridge pole. You'll see a better detail of this from the inside later in the video. Once the trekking poles are installed, the tent is now erect, and you can climb out to finish the rest of the setup. There are 2 ridge vents on each side of the tent, held up by a short pole and some Velcro. Now go back to each corner, and by pulling on the string, you can adjust the tightness of the tent. These are left loose while you're installing the trekking poles, and then tightened up afterwards. And then there's 2 more stakes that go on each side, again to pull the tent out good and taut. That's always best for deflecting wind and for shedding the rain. The last 2 stakes are used to create the vestibule, 1 on each side. This is a 2-person tent, has 2 vestibules and 2 doors. The one on the front of the tent is the one that has the extra awning pole, which is kind of unique to Lightheart Gear. It allows you to actually pull up the rain fly and create like a small porch, allowing you to see outside the tent. If you're expecting bad weather, the front awning pole can be removed, and then the rain fly will go all the way to the ground. This can even be done after the fact from inside the tent. Also remember to close the vents at the top. During dry and warm weather, there are a lot of options. The vestibule fly can roll back out of the way, and this can be done from both sides. You can also see the 2 doors in the video at this point. The 2 doors on each side can also be rolled up out of the way. If you're looking for the ultimate breeze, then the rain fly can be rolled back completely on both sides. Take another look at the corners of the tent. There are 2 strings. Put the stake through both and put the stake in at 45 degrees. There's a small carbon fiber pole in each corner. When you pull the string taut, that lifts up the carbon fiber pole. It's easily loosened or tightened. The trekking poles are inserted into the plastic bridge pole, and it's held in place by 2 pieces of Velcro. The handle of your trekking pole goes at the bottom of the tent, and it's held by Velcro also. Here you can see the whole trekking pole setup. Want to learn more about the Lightheart Gear Duo tent? Then check out my review.